In 1988, a 17-year-old Tupac Shakur touched down right here in Marin City, just 10 miles north of San Francisco.
Okay, my name is Tupac Shakur, and I attend Tamalpais High School, and I'm 17 years old.
Do you like being 17?
And it's like 17 is such a weird age. It's such a in the middle age. You're not 18 yet, and you're older than 16. But I like it. It's nice. It's like a learning stage for me.
Now, Tupac was a kid with a complicated past and a head full of ideas and a mind shaped by his family's political activism. He was born in East Harlem to two parents who were members of the Black Panther Party, and because of that, his early life was filled with revolutionary teachings and deep thought. So when he arrived here in the Bay Area, an area with its own radical past, something just clicked. Now, Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur, sent Tupac and his sister out west here to California from Baltimore, Maryland, hoping to give them a fresh start in California. They landed here with some of Afeni's old friends from her Black Panther days, where they lived in a tough housing complex just off Drake Avenue. Now, to the locals, Marin City isn't just called Marin City, it's called the Jungle, where the crime rate was sky high and survival, well, that was the name of the game. The Tupac who arrived here in the jungle, well, he wasn't some hardened street kid. He was a thoughtful, introspective, creative, teenager. This kid who loved Shakespeare and who also took pride in going to dance class and acting in school plays back in Baltimore. But the streets of Marin City were a whole different world to Tupac, and he had to learn how to navigate them, let me tell you. He had to learn to navigate them fast. Now, Afeni Shakur planned to join her kids out here in California once she could afford a bus ticket. But one day she got a troubling call. Tupac and his younger sister, well, they needed to leave Asante's house, the lady that they were staying with. But by the time Afeni arrived here in Marin City, Asante, her one-time friend, was long gone, and Tupac and his sister were left in care of the neighborhood. They had no idea what her kids could be up to. Afeni was desperate to get her children out, but she had no money. And while she waited for a spot in subsidized housing, the kids were bounced around homes here throughout the neighborhood in Marin City. And Tupac obviously felt like the outsider, like the bottom of the ladder at that point. Let me tell you, Marin City wasn't easy. These were the struggle years, no doubt. Tupac carried way more on his shoulders than most kids of his age. More pressure, more responsibility, more fight just to stay alive and afloat. And yet, through all that, people saw that spark in him. Tupac once said about living here in Marin City during those struggle years, quote, "Yeah, I got love, but the kind of love you would give a dog or a neighborhood crack fiend." Now, Tupac didn't just survive Marin City, he came alive in it. And when he got to Mount Tamalpais High School over here in Mill Valley, he went all in. I'm talking acting, jazz, ballet, poetry, anything that could help him express that fire inside. And you best believe this wasn't just about the arts for Tupac, this was about identity. In the classrooms and on the Ruby Scott Theater stage here at Tamalpais High, Tupac was doing more than just learning his line. He was sharpening his lyrical weapons, and people were definitely taking notice. A former high school teacher of his here at Tamalpais High, named Barbara Owens, well, she talked about the one moment that struck her, never forgot about it the rest of her life. She had asked Tupac to read aloud from Shakespeare, take on the role of Othello. Owens stated, quote, "And it was hands down one of the most stellar performances of Shakespeare, let alone Othello, that I had ever heard." And even then it was clear, Tupac wasn't just performing, he was becoming something bigger than the world was even ready for at that time. And while living down the road in Marin City, Tupac linked up with a crew of local up-and-coming rappers, and it didn't take long for him to stand out from the rest of the pack. His rhymes weren't just street talk, they were sharp, revolutionary, and laced with Black history and a fire for change. Even back then, people could feel it. Tupac wasn't just rapping to rhyme, he was rapping to make a statement. All right, so we're headed across the street here to Tamalpais High School, where the infamous Tupac Shakur once went to class, or I guess cut class a lot from everything that I've read, but I hear he liked the acting and drama class. So anyways, let's see if we can get over here without getting thrown off the property. Just take a quick look around, all right? And it was one of the leaders of Digital Underground, this guy named Gregory Edward Jacobs, also known as Shock G, also known as Humpty Hump. And he was the one that took quick notice of Tupac's talent and charisma. So much so, he even helped get things started with Tupac's own demo recordings right here in this building behind me, Donald Boulevard. It was now 1990, and as you probably already know, Digital Underground blew the fuck up. And fearing that Tupac might take his rhymes, to another recording studio, Leela convinced Shock G and Atron Gregory to take the 19-year-old out on tour with them. Now, Tupac initially started out as just a roadie for Digital Underground, schlepping their bags around and helping set up the band's equipment on stage. But the band quickly opened up to young Tupac and even got him on the mic as a background singer and a hype man. Tupac not only made himself known to the audience each and every single night that they performed, but he apparently also caused a bit of waves while out on tour with Digital Underground. One night he almost beat up a sound technician. Another night, he rapped over one of the band members' lines. And he was pretty much the quick hookup with all the town groupies in every city that they went to. And I mean even faster than the main band members themselves. Tupac would be so hyped up and oftentimes so angry that Shock G fired Tupac from the tour. I'm talking like more than just a few times. But you see, that didn't matter because Tupac simply refused to leave the tour. And beside that, Digital Underground knew that they had a star in the making. Now, during a show down in Los Angeles, there was this actor-comedian guy named Dan Aykroyd. I'm sure you probably heard of him. Well, he was so impressed with Digital Underground's sound and presence that he asked the group to be part of his new and up-and-coming movie titled Nothing But Trouble. And even though the plot line for the movie was a bit goofy, you can judge that for yourself, Tupac still got to take the screen with stars like Demi Moore, Chevy Chase, John Candy, and of course Dan Aykroyd. Plus, he even got more exposure when he got to rap several lines during the Digital Underground performance on the movie. After appearing in his first movie ever, Tupac got ready to release his own solo debut album, the exquisite Tupacalypse Now, which he recorded right there, 2705 McDonald Boulevard here in Richmond. And sadly, here it stands today, all boarded up and empty. That same year, Tupac moved into the apartment building right here at 275 MacArthur Boulevard in Oakland. He lived in apartment H. We're going to go up here in a second to take a look at where the unit was that he lived at. Now, after recognizing his acting skills, Hollywood again came calling when he was offered the part of Bishop in the 1992 film titled Juice. And man, let me tell you, if you haven't seen that, look it up on streaming or go check it out at your local library because it's not to be missed. Man, I remember watching that movie on repeat as a kid, and let me tell you, Tupac's performance is just so intense. It's just so haunting. It just stuck with me to this day. It's a great movie. So if you haven't seen Juice, be sure to check it out. Now, another classic that was filmed partially right here in Oakland was Poetic Justice. And in that movie, as I'm sure you recall, Tupac starred right alongside none other than Janet Jackson. And of course, although Janet Jackson never appeared in the official video for Tupac, there was some behind-the-scenes drama during the filming of Poetic Justice. Now, according to the Daily Beast, a representative for Jackson asked that she be cut out from certain scenes in Tupac's videos for If My Homie Calls. Now, Tupac was not the kind of guy that took that thing lightly and removed her from the video completely. You better believe that move sparked tension between the two. By the time the Poetic Justice rap party rolled around, they were reportedly keeping their distance, like on opposite ends of the room. Anyways, that's Hollywood for you. It can be a damn fickle place sometimes. Anyways, let's go take a closer look at 275 MacArthur Boulevard, Unit H, Tupac's former home here in Oakland. Jerry Garcia's daughter, Trixie, gave an interview once about her time here at Tamalpais High School, and she was also in the arts and drama department with Tupac. And as the story goes, she actually took Tupac home to meet Jerry and was a bit confused about Tupac's rapping and his lyrics. And yeah, he just didn't quite get it, but I thought that was pretty funny, where his daughter Trixie was all about it and Jerry still trying to figure it out. All right, so here we are in downtown Oakland, on a quite busy Friday. It's the only chance I got to come down here, so we wanted to see where it was that Tupac actually was trying to go into a bank. There was a bank called the Union Bank. It was actually this building right over in here along the side with the red brick and whatnot. It was right here, and where Tupac was, he and the rest of the Digital Underground were coming down to the bank, and they were actually in a limousine. They were coming down here to get some money for an upcoming tour, and they were parked right down here, right down this street here on 17th. They were parked right over in here, if you can see where my finger is, and apparently the other members of the group came across here to the bank, and for whatever reason, Tupac was kind of lagging behind. And when he did jump out of the limo, he crossed the street right there, right in front of two cops. And they proceeded him to cite him for jaywalking. And Tupac said, I don't even know, what jaywalking is. Like, how the hell can you be citing me for that? He gave them 2 pieces of identification, and apparently one of the cops, after reading his license, started talking some shit about Tupac's name, and Tupac proceeded to mouth off to the cops, and that is pretty much where they slammed him into the concrete right over in here, and he tried resisting arrest, according to the police. Now, they arrested him right there, took them into custody, into the Oakland jail. And I'll try to find a picture of the aftermath of that, but, they really worked him over. Sadly, he sustained multiple, contusions and lumps on his face and was pretty well beaten up. Had a big black eye. Pretty gnarly stuff, but yeah, that's where it happened right here, 17th and Broadway. It just so happens this building right here is named 17th and Broadway, but just trying to get across the street, these police started hassling him, and that's where things kicked off from there. Downtown Oakland. We're going to take a look at one other place while we're down here in downtown Oakland at the filming alley of where they filmed Brenda's Got a Baby. Okay, so our last filming location here is the alleyway. We're still in downtown Oakland. This is between 12th and 13th, right by Harrison and Webster. It connects them. Okay. So down there is the alleyway, and you can see by the arched window areas over there, still have the bars on them, just like you see in the video. But down here is where you'll see the cop walking up, and they're doing the investigation, but this is definitely the alleyway that connects Webster and Harrison. You can still see the arched window areas over there with the bars on them. Cops walk by them. And then where I'm standing right here, it's gated off, but in the video there's a line of police tape across this alleyway right here where this crowd of onlookers, Tupac's of course front and center right there in the middle, this is where they stand. this area right here where Tupac is holding the little girl. This is right where it is. And he, of course, gets up from right here. He's kind of sitting down with her on the stoop and gets up and makes his way down the street. So this is the alleyway. Brenda's got a baby.